Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon, and today for the Teeny Weeny Challenge, Dasha, Alice, Emily and lots more have asked me to make a miniature wedding cake. To make the vanilla cake for it, first you'll need butter and then some sugar. Just put that into the bowl of your electric mixer and mix it until it's light and fluffy. Put that into a bigger bowl. My stand mixer bowl is a bit too tiny for a big wedding cake. Add in the smallest eggs you've ever seen and whisk that all together. Add in the potato starch, or you could use cornstarch here, and the baking powder. These little measuring spoons are so cute. They're one of my favourite things in my mini kitchen. Let me know in the comments what your favourite thing in the kitchen is. Then add in the flour and a drop of vanilla and pour in the milk and mix that until it's all combined. Dave and I just celebrated our wedding anniversary last weekend. I seriously have the best husband in the world, so I just want to honour him and thank him for being amazing. He is just delightful to be married to. Now you want to pour your cake mixture into your cake tins and level that out using your whisk. Then light your oven. There's no need to preheat it when it's this small. It heats up pretty fast. Then add in your cake carefully so you don't drop it, and then shut the doors. Do the same thing with a smaller sized round cake ring for our second tier of cake. Then let's run some hot water for the dishes. I always like to clean up between each stage of baking and decorating a cake. Otherwise the mess in the kitchen just gets a bit overwhelming and it's a little bit hard and cluttered to work in. It is definitely a lot easier to clean up in a mini kitchen though than it is in a big kitchen when you're making a massive cake. Speaking of cake, let's check that it's smelling like it should be done. Oh wow, that looks wonderful. A little bit bigger and it would have overflowed, I think. Now we just need to leave that to cool. Run a knife around the edge of the cake ring and then lift up the ring. Perfect, look at that. Use a knife to cut each cake into 2 or 3 layers. And then starting with the bigger cake, spread some strawberry jam across the bottom layer. Then spread on a layer of buttercream. Now usually wedding cakes are so big that the weight of the cake holds it into place while you're spreading on your buttercream, but this is so tiny that it's sliding on the turntable, so I'm having to hold it in place, and I'll just try and spread that out. The unique challenges of mini baking. Add the next layer on top and spread that with more jam and of course your buttercream. And then add the top layer of cake into place. Put some of the buttercream into a piping bag and then pipe that around the cake. I think I needed to use a bit of a bigger piping nozzle here, but it's a bit hard to tell when they're so teeny tiny small. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll just go round the cake a few more times just to make sure it's covered and we've got some buttercream in all the areas. And then you want to do that same thing on the top of the cake, going out with the piping bag as you spin the cake turntable. Now use your offset spatula to smooth out the top and the sides all the way round so it looks nice and straight. And if you have any little bits sticking up on the top edges after you've done the sides, just gently stroke them in towards the middle. Once you're happy with that, place the cake in the fridge so the buttercream can firm up. Roll out some white fondant, and if you have a silicone rolling mat, they are super helpful for rolling out big pieces of fondant because the fondant doesn't stick to it. Place that fondant over the cake. Now I know at first it looks way too big, but fondant is pretty amazing stuff. If you just lift and lower it anywhere that there's a bit that's sort of bunched up or sticking out, it kind of just starts to fit, and you just use your fingertips to smooth down the sides. Now normally on a normal size cake you'd use the palm of your hands, but that would be way too big in this situation. Once it's smoothed all the way around, just use your knife to cut away the excess fondant. Repeat that with your smaller cake, but this time I'm going to use some black fondant. It is such a small cake that the slight curves on the edges make it look like it's dome-shaped. To fix that, just use 2 fingers and kind of push the fondant together. It's a bit like you're pinching it, but just really gently all the way around the top edge. Take some gold luster dust on a dry paintbrush and dust it all over the black fondant so that this tier of cake looks gold. Then use your spatula, just get it under there and carefully lift it up and put it on top of the first tier. Now to make some flowers, roll 5 balls of fondant, making them progressively smaller, and then roll them out flat so that they're slightly overlapping each other. Then starting at the small end, roll it up like you're rolling up a scroll of paper. Then use the back of your knife to press down in the center and roll it as you do so that you cut evenly through the center to make 2 tiny little fondant roses. Make lots more of those roses and then add them cascading down the side of your cake. Then take a little bit of food colouring and brush some of the roses to make some of them light pink and some of them a bit of a deeper pink. And then use your knife just to add in some little fondant leaves. There, what do you think of that? I think we're ready to cut the cake. Oh, yum! That looks good. It looks so moist and yummy. Click here for more teeny weeny baking, here to subscribe, here for chocolate, and here for my latest video. Put all of your requests in the comments below. Make it a great week by loving others, and I'll see you on Friday. Let's talk about love.